Welcome to Mindset English, the channel where you improve your spoken English every day through listening practice, powerful stories, and motivational content that helps you grow and succeed. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you never miss any of our transformative and inspiring videos. Today, we bring you the inspiring life story of one of the greatest visionaries the world has ever known, Dr. A.P.J. Abdul Kalam. His story is not just about science or politics. It is about dreams, determination, and the deep desire to make a difference. This is the journey of a boy from a small town who rose to become the 11th President of India, a brilliant scientist and a beloved teacher who won the hearts of millions, not by power, but by humility, knowledge, and compassion. Abdul Kalam was born as Avul Pakir Jainulabdin Abdul Kalam on 15th of October 1931 in the small and peaceful town of Rameswaram, located in the southern Indian state of Tamil Nadu. His Aikade family was humble and far from wealthy, but they were known for their integrity and generosity. His father, Jainulabdin, was a boat owner and also served as the imam at the local mosque. A deeply spiritual man, he lived a simple life based on hard work and devotion. Kalam's mother, Ashiyama, was equally kind-hearted. She was known for feeding the poor in their neighborhood, even on days when their own family didn't have enough to eat. Kalam was the youngest of 5 children. He had 4 brothers and 1 sister. Though they didn't have much in terms of material wealth, Kalam grew up surrounded by love, values, and a strong sense of purpose. His parents taught him important lessons: to always be honest, to respect others, and to never give up on doing what is right. But life was not easy. Being part of a poor household meant young Kalam had to contribute from an early age. He began working as a newspaper boy before most children even learned how to write. Every morning before sunrise, he would run to collect newspapers and deliver them from house to house. He didn't mind the work. In fact, he loved it because it gave him access to the newspapers themselves. While other children played, Kalam would sit in a corner reading about the world, science, politics, new inventions. His mind was always hungry for knowledge. Even though his family lacked money, Kalam had something much more powerful: dreams. He was deeply fascinated by the sky, by airplanes, by birds that soared freely in the air. He wanted to fly, to reach the stars and explore the unknown. But he didn't know how long and difficult that journey would be. Kalam attended Schwartz Higher Secondary School in Ramanathapuram. He was a bright student and loved subjects like mathematics and science. But even in school, life presented painful challenges. One day, a teacher asked Kalam to sit at the back of the classroom because he was a Muslim, while his friend, a boy from a Brahmin Hindu family, was allowed to sit in the front. This act of discrimination confused and hurt young Kalam. He couldn't understand why religion should separate people, especially when they were simply trying to learn. But something powerful happened. The father of Kalam's friend, a respected Hindu priest, heard about the incident and immediately intervened. He strongly criticized the teacher and said, "No child should be treated unfairly based on religion or caste. Education belongs to everyone." The teacher later apologized, and that experience left a permanent mark on Kalam. It taught him that kindness, justice, and knowledge are greater than any division created by society. Kalam had to study under tough conditions. His family couldn't afford electricity, so he would study late into the night by the dim light of a kerosene lamp, breathing in the smoke and squinting through the darkness. His hunger for learning was far greater than any discomfort. His mother supported him endlessly. She used to tell him, "If you want something, work for it. God helps those who help themselves." These words became his life's guiding principle. One of his greatest mentors in school was his science teacher, Shiv Subramania Iyer. This teacher believed in Kalam's potential. One day he took Kalam to the seashore and explained how birds fly, how their wings are designed, how lift is created. This ignited something deeper in Kalam. He realized he didn't just want to admire planes, he wanted to build them. He wanted to understand every nut and bolt that made flight possible. After completing school, Kalam joined St. Joseph's College in Tiruchirappalli, where he studied physics. But even then, financial difficulties followed him. He would often skip meals to save money for books. Yet he never complained. While other students took education for granted, Kalam treated every class, every book, and every discussion as a gift. He read endlessly about airplanes, space, science, and the lives of great inventors. But he knew physics was only the first step. If he wanted to work with aircraft, he needed to study engineering. His goal was to gain admission to the Madras Institute of Technology, MIT, one of the best engineering colleges in India. But there was one problem. The fees were too high. His father couldn't afford it, and for a brief moment, Kalam feared that all his dreams would come crashing down. That's when his sister Zohara stepped in. She saw his pain and didn't hesitate. She sold her gold jewelry to pay for his college admission. When Kalam tried to stop her, she simply said, "This is not a sacrifice. It's an investment in your future. One day, you will make us all proud." With her help, Kalam joined MIT and specialized in aeronautical engineering. The competition was tough. Students came from all over the country, and expectations were sky high. Kalam knew he had to work harder than ever before. One day, a professor named K.H. Narayana assigned him a complex project to design a working model of a small aircraft within a tight deadline. Narayana told him, "If you can't finish this on time, you won't be able to continue in aeronautics. Kalam was shaken, but he didn't give up. He worked night and day, barely eating or sleeping. His roommates would often find him sketching designs, calculating equations, and building models. Finally, after days of effort, he completed the project. When he presented it, the professor paused, examined it carefully, and then smiled. "You have done an excellent job," he said. "This is what I call real dedication." It was the first time Kalam felt truly confident in his abilities as an engineer. But his biggest test was still to come. After graduating, Kalam set his eyes on his childhood dream to become a fighter pilot in the Indian Air Force. He applied for the pilot selection exam and trained both physically and mentally. He gave his best, but when the results came out, he was devastated. Only 8 candidates were selected, and Kalam ranked 9th. He had missed his dream by just 1 position. It was a heartbreaking moment. All his life he had imagined flying in the sky, controlling a jet, defending his nation. And now it was gone. For days he felt crushed. Was I not good enough? He asked himself. But then he remembered his father's words. When one door closes, another opens. If you don't get what you want, something better is waiting for you. With renewed determination, Kalam changed direction. If he couldn't fly planes, he would build them. He joined the Defense Research and Development Organization, DRDO, as a scientist, working on military technology for India. His first major project was to design a hovercraft, a vehicle that could travel on land and water. It was difficult and challenging, but Kalam loved the work. However, he still felt drawn to something bigger: space. He wanted to work on rockets and satellites, something that could take India into the future. And soon he got his chance. In 1969, Kalam was transferred to the Indian Space Research Organization, ISRO, a move that would transform his life. At ISRO, he worked under the legendary scientist Vikram Sarabhai, the father of India's space program. Sarabhai saw immense potential in Kalam and gave him a massive responsibility to lead the team that would build India's first satellite launch vehicle, SLV-3. It was a task filled with risk. Many believed that India was not ready to develop its own launch system, but Kalam was undeterred. He assembled a young, passionate team and told them, "We will do this, not just for ourselves, but for our entire country." The work was intense. Days blurred into nights. Every wire, every circuit, every piece of the rocket had to be perfect. And after years of effort in 1980, India launched Rohini, its first satellite, into orbit using the SLV-3, a moment of pride for the entire nation. India had entered the space age, and Kalam was at the heart of it. After the successful launch of the Agni missile on May 22, 1989, India's position in the world began to change. Dr. Kalam and his team had done something truly historic. The dream that once seemed impossible had become a reality, but success didn't come easy. Each missile, whether it was Trishul, Akash, Nag, Prithvi, or Agni, was the result of years of research, failure, and trying again. In the early days, many tests failed. The media criticized. Some politicians doubted. People asked, "Why is India wasting time and money on missiles?" But Kalam believed that real progress requires patience and belief. He once told his team, "Failure is not the opposite of success. It is the path to success." Those words became a guiding light for everyone who worked with him. Kalam didn't just talk about hard work. He lived it. He was known for sleeping in his office chair, working through the night, and being the first person to arrive at the lab each morning. His life was a lesson in total dedication. Sacrifices for the nation most. People saw Dr. Kalam as a genius scientist, but few understood the deep personal sacrifices he made for the country. At one point, while working on critical missile projects, his family arranged his engagement to a young woman. The wedding date was fixed. The preparations had begun. But Kalam, so focused on his mission, didn't even attend his own engagement ceremony. He later decided not to marry at all. He believed that his mission to serve India was more important than personal happiness. His love for the nation was so deep that he gave up a personal life to focus entirely on his work. This kind of sacrifice is rare. It shows us the meaning of true commitment, a global offer, and a greater decision as. Kalam's reputation grew. He caught the attention of scientists from around the world. One day he received an offer from NASA, the world's most prestigious space agency. They offered him a high position and a record-breaking salary. Most people would have said yes in a second, but Kalam didn't even hesitate. He politely said no. Why? Because his heart belonged to India. He believed that if Indian talent kept leaving the country, India would never rise. He wanted to build the future here, with his people. This decision wasn't just patriotic, it was visionary. Pokhran II. A turning point, in 1998, India was still not officially recognized as a nuclear power. Many powerful nations, especially the U.S., were watching India closely. Satellite surveillance made it almost impossible to conduct secret tests. But under Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee, a secret plan was formed, and at the center of that plan was Dr.A.P.J. Abdul Kalam. He led a team of top scientists in one of the most daring and secret operations in Indian history, Pokhran II. They worked underground. They avoided all detection. They moved equipment at night. They coded their conversations. No one outside the circle knew what was happening. And then, on May 11th, 1998, the world woke up to breaking news. India has conducted 5 successful nuclear tests in Pokhran, Rajasthan. The entire world was shocked. India had officially become a nuclear power. When journalists asked Prime Minister Vajpayee who deserved the credit, he said with pride, "This success belongs to Dr.A.P.J, Abdul Kalam, and his dedicated team." This moment was not just scientific, it was emotional. For the first time, India had shown the world its strength and independence. The people's president. By the early 2000s, Kalam was not just a scientist, he had become a symbol of hope. In 2002, something extraordinary happened. The Indian government decided that Dr. A.P.J. Abdul Kalam should be the next president of India. This was a bold move. Most presidents before him had been experienced politicians. Kalam had never joined a political party. He had no personal ambitions. But the people of India loved him. They trusted him. So, on July 25, 2002, the poor boy from Rameswaram who once sold newspapers became the 11th President of India. This was a historic day. It proved that dreams can come true, even the biggest ones. A president like no other. As president, Kalam broke many traditions. He didn't care for luxury. He didn't care for power. Instead of sitting in meetings all day, he visited schools, colleges, and villages. He believed that India's future was in the hands of its youth. Wherever he went, thousands of students gathered to listen to him. He encouraged them to ask questions. He answered with warmth and clarity. One of his most famous quotes is, "Dream is not what you see while sleeping. Dream is something that doesn't let you sleep." He inspired millions to believe in themselves, to dream, to work hard, and to rise. A messenger of hope even after his term as president ended, Kalam never stopped working. He traveled across India, giving lectures, meeting young minds, and writing books. Some of his most famous books include Wings of Fire, his autobiography now read worldwide. Ignited Minds. A call to the youth to build a better India. You are born to blossom. A guide to personal growth and education. He often said, "You have to dream before your dreams can come true." Words that moved the world. Here are some of Dr. Kalam's most powerful lessons. My Vision for India, 2003. In this famous speech, Kalam spoke of 3 visions. Freedom. India should never be controlled by other nations. Development. True development comes from innovation and technology. Strength. A strong nation depends on the unity and effort of its people. You are the creators of the future. Whenever he addressed students, he reminded them, each one of you has great potential. Never let small failures stop you. Every failure is a lesson. The power of youth. Kalam always believed that young people could achieve the impossible, have the courage to think differently, to invent, to travel the unexplored path. Recognized? Across the globe, Dr. Kalam's genius didn't go unnoticed. He received many national and international awards, including Bharat Ratna, 1997, India's highest civilian award, Padma Vibhushan, 1990, Padma Bhushan, 1981, King Charles II Medal, UK 2007, Hoover Medal, USA 2009, Von Braun Award, USA 2013. He was also awarded honorary doctorates by over 40 universities worldwide. In 2005, when he visited Switzerland, the country was so impressed that they declared May 26th as Science Day in his honor. A beautiful ending on July 27, 2015, Dr. Kalam was invited to speak at the Indian Institute of Management, IIM, Shillong. As always, he was excited to be with students. His topic that day was about making the planet more livable. As he stood on stage, he spoke with passion. His final words were, "Creating a livable planet for humans is my mission." Moments later, he collapsed. Dr. A.P.J. Abdul Kalam passed, away doing what he loved most, teaching. His legacy lives on. Millions mourned his loss. His funeral was attended by leaders, citizens, and students alike. His resting place in Rameswaram has become a place of inspiration. But Dr. Kalam is not gone. His words still live. His vision still shines. His story still inspires. Here is his message to you. Believe in yourself. You can change the world. Dream big. No dream is too big. Work hard. There is no substitute for effort. Stay humble. Greatness means nothing without kindness. Help others. Real success is lifting others with you. Thank you for listening to this powerful story of Dr. A.P.J. Abdul Kalam. If this inspired you, please like, subscribe, and share it with your friends. Help others learn English and learn life lessons at the same time. Subscribe to Mindset English for more motivational stories, English listening practice, and real-life inspiration. Remember, with the right mindset, anything is possible. As Kalam once said, "Don't take rest after your first victory, because if you fail in the second, more lips are waiting to say your first victory was just luck." Keep dreaming, keep learning, keep rising.